Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about the ENFJ, which is one of the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Now, if you don't understand what Myers-Briggs is, then you probably want to check out my previous video. That was a part 1 and a part 2, where I break down what the Myers-Briggs type indicator is, the temperaments, and the 16 different types. My goal is to start rolling out videos on each individual type and giving you my take on what those types look like. Let's get into the ENFJ. So the E means that they're an extrovert, they get energy from people, they're actually extremely curious and intrigued by people. Sometimes they'll even kind of laugh at things that people do, and it's not laughing at them, it's just that they see something a little bit deeper or something really unique or intriguing. They're also an N, which means that they are intuitive, and they are extremely intuitive. That just means that they read between the lines. They look past they're not looking at facts. They're not looking at what the senses tell them, like what they see, what they hear. In fact, a lot of ENFJs don't even notice certain things. Like there could be something on a wall next to them for years and they may not notice that, but they're going to go into deeper hidden meanings, and they're going to pick up on what's not spoken. They're feelers, so kind of warm and engaging. People are usually drawn to ENFJs because ENFJs really get people. They have a deeper understanding. And then the last part is the J. They are judgers, which means that they like making decisions. They get frustrated when things are too up in the air. I think just by virtue of them being extroverted J's, they kind of like that combination together. They want to conquer. They want to get things done. I think one of the most intriguing things about ENFJs is they sort of have this secret, and that secret is their intuition. Their intuition is introverted, meaning people don't see it. It's very, very hidden. So ENFJs are very complex. They can be a little, kind of have a complicated inner world that's very, very deep that people don't know. In fact, because people see their feeling side, which is what they extrovert, that's what they show to the world, a lot of people miss out on the fact that ENFJs are reading you like a book. They're walking around inside your head. They know what you're thinking. They know what your motives are, hidden or not. They're picking up a whole lot about you, but because you can't see it, you have no idea how much ENFJs are picking up about you. They also have the ability to be a few steps ahead in what could happen in the future. Intuition is sort of a weird thing because you're not using what you see or what you hear. You're going beyond that. You're picking up on other nuances. So they can kind of fast forward ahead and kind of know what's going to happen in a certain situation. And so that might keep them from making certain moves. I think the person that people meet is friendly and engaging and sort of draws you in, and it's fun to be around. They can get along with a lot of different types of people, especially if they are a 4 on the Enneagram. They sort of don't know how to be. If they're in a room full of all of their friends, it's like, who am I? Which personality is going to come out right now? Because with this one friend, I'm really super silly. And with this other friend, we are very, very serious with each other. And ENFJ can be have so many different sides that it's like, who am I in this? Which one of me do I pick? They can usually see things in a person that person may not even see in themselves, what that person needs to do in order to correct the problem or make their lives better. So that can be a source of frustration. It's like, you know how to prevent someone from falling, or having a serious problem, but sometimes you can't stop it for a variety of reasons. Well, the ENFJ might be picking up some things about you, but they're not going to share it with you because they don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. ENFJs are great at hiding how they really feel. On one hand, they're very open with sharing their feelings, but on the other hand, they're not comfortable at all. So there are a lot of things that they keep to themselves or that they don't share, like their deepest, darkest, and it might be because they project a certain image to the world and to people that they feel responsible to hold on to. The other thing is sometimes ENFJs feel like no one will really understand or no one can really help them. And they're going to search and figure out as much as they can about their own problem. Many times they'll sort of survey people or bounce this new idea or this problem that they're having on people when they do feel comfortable sharing. And then they're going to draw their own conclusion about what's going to work best for them. They could be in a really terrible mood and they could, hi, good morning everyone. They could be so sad, but they're not going to let you know that. I think they're very good at masking how they really feel. And the reason why they're good at it is because they pick up so easily on how people are feeling. Even if they're hiding it, they know that they can pick up on people's emotions very, very easily, and they don't want you to have access to that. And I don't want to say that it's psychic, but it sort of borders on it, but it's a bit of a mystery because it's not something that people just readily see unless they really dig into the ENFJ's world. They can almost over-identify with people. Sometimes they can even start picking up people's mannerisms because they actually know how they feel, but they can actually feel how another person feels. No matter what the situation is that that person is going through, they can physically feel the pain. It can be excruciating because the pain of another person is so strong. So they almost sort of get into your situation, which is why they can be very good at helping people with their problem, because they can literally put themselves into the shoes of another person and know how they feel. ENFJs can be very baffled by people, so they spend an exorbitant amount of energy getting along with people. ENFJs have this idealistic expectation of the world and people. ENFJs are very loyal. They really care about their friends. Some people might say that an ENFJ is everybody's best friend in a way, because they sort of get each individual person and sort of meet them where they are. But they can also get their feelings deeply hurt by people. And I think people sometimes don't necessarily realize that, or they don't share. Sometimes, and an ENFJ is definitely not perfect, but sometimes people will put them on a pedestal and they have no room to fall off of this pedestal. They sort of have this way of projecting this sort of perfect image, even though inside their heads they can be a mess trying to figure out something very complicated that's happening in their life and sorting it out. They can sort of give off this sort of ideal image that maybe makes other people feel like they have to sort of rise to that same or their projected level, when really the ENFJ is accepting them, flaws and all. If you're their friend, they accept you for who you are. They don't like conflict. They have a very strong need to get along with people, which can sometimes be bad because you have to have conflict sometimes. ENFJs have a very high level of people skills. They can get along with pretty much anybody and sort of make people feel like they're important. When it comes to close family members, I've had ENFJs that say, why am I so cranky with my family though? Like, why am I so argumentative and straightforward? I mean, they can almost mirror, well, I'm not going to call out any types because I don't want to offend any types, but they're just going to say it like it is. Like, they're not going to sugarcoat, which would be probably very shocking to most people who know the ENFJ because they would never ever see that side. Okay, so ENFJs are J's, so they're judgers and they like things settled, they like things done, they like closure. It annoys them to have things very open-ended, but the danger in that is that they can close the deal too quickly. They can miss some details that are really important that need to be hammered out and really looked at because of that extroverted intuition, that EN to me can mirror a P or a perceiver. Is when you think of perceivers, they are go with the flow, they like spontaneity. An ENFJ can appear to be a P, they can appear to be very flexible, very easygoing, very go with the flow, hey, I can roll with this. And that's that extroverted intuition paired together, because the intuition is going to always be looking at different possibilities. So sometimes they might have a little bit of difficulty with making a decision because they see the possibilities. They're always going to say, okay, if I make this move, then this is going to be the outcome. But if I make this move, then this is going to be the outcome. So they probably will just eventually pick one and go with it. They can appear to be very flexible and go with the flow. It's because they have that solid structure that's already in place, that's grounding them, and so it makes it much easier for them to go with the flow. And you know, they're people. Whoever comes in last, that's the person that's going to get the ENFJ's attention. So if they're dealing with one person on one issue and somebody else comes in the door, now that next person is the most important person. They work in big circles to get things done. Well, while they're picking up the piles of paper, they'll remember, oh, wait a second, I said that I was going to do laundry today. When they're doing the laundry, they notice, oh my goodness, why are all of these supplies in here? So then they take the supplies that are in there and try to put those away. So it's like they sort of bump into these different ideas. So they may not start one thing and finish that one thing. They probably are gonna start many different things and just keep going in this big circle until they've finished everything they started. So I don't know, maybe they need to talk to some sensors. Now, don't get it twisted, an ENFJ will get frustrated with certain changes. The good thing about ENFJs is they are highly conscientious about people and they want the best for people. But they can definitely get some reactions out of people because they sort of know what makes people tick. ENFJs don't like it when they feel like someone is manipulating them or trying to get over on them. They don't like that at all. Sometimes they'll play dumb, but that's a great way to get confronted or to lose some trust in you. Overall, they are fun, they're nice, very compassionate about people, and they want to help people. So I hope that my perspective of the ENFJ has enlightened you in some way. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. So enjoy your day. Bye.